JUnit as a habit, not an afterthought. GRG-001. What this course covers. This course covers JUnit 5 Jupyter, version 5.6.2 and later, and some leftover JUnit 4 elements that are still useful in the JUnit 5 context. The goal of the course is to release a small, well-tested utility library you can stand behind. This is equivalent to you completing an extended task well at work and being assured of the quality of your work product. This course will teach you to turn in a complete package and to get good reviews from management and from your peers. This course does things a little bit differently than your vanilla IT course by using basic and time-tested memorization techniques. Why JUnit skill is essential? Clearly, everything you produce at work is about two things, utility and quality. We will teach you the latter in this course by using a few time-tested methods to enhance your memorization of course content and to ease application of the content in the real world. This course will help you gain the confidence you always wanted in your job by learning just one framework. We will utilize your motor memory, your visual memory, and your audio memory to the fullest. The goal is to get you to understand, memorize, and utilize. Unit testing with JUnit. Every method you write can be tested with a unit test, and usually you will have several unit tests to test a method depending on how you wrote the method. For the Java ecosystem, the unit tests are written by using the JUnit framework. How thoroughly you test each method's lines of code can be measured by the statistic called test code coverage. The higher that number, the more confident you can be in the quality of your work. So, your unit test must test as many paths through a method's logic as possible. This will result in a high test code coverage metric, which is measured as a percentage of the total lines of code in your method. For example, 95%. 100% is ideal, but not always practical or even possible, depending on the logic. To do this, you must write the unit test as a habit, not an afterthought. Unit tests must become part of the task you check into version control 100% of the time. This course effectively makes you understand, memorize, and apply JUnit framework, because it is based on a hands-on activity, and we will write unit tests by hand over the course of no fewer than 7 labs. We will write the unit tests in order to test a small utility library, just like you would do at work. This library is a small but complete unit of functionality, and could be a standalone download for any project that needed it. You can choose to write this library from scratch to add the most realism to the course, however it is not a requirement. If you choose, you can download the complete code for that library from the course's GitHub account. In order to focus only on writing unit tests for this library, this part is up to you. The ready-made library is available from the following URL to clone: JUnit as a habit GitHub repository. If you would be so kind to go seek out the introduction PDF on the course's website, then navigate to the page which is equivalent of this slide, and press Ctrl and mouse click on this line of text, JUnit as a habit GitHub repository, and your web browser will take you to the repository. You must write the unit tests by hand, however. The course does not provide pre-written unit tests for you. We should be excited to do this task because it will create numerous benefits in your life. We will learn to write unit tests as a habit, not an afterthought, which is the entire premise of this course. Your job performance will rise, your teammates will be happier with you, and your team lead will be happier with you. The ability to say I wrote this with confidence means a lot at work. It is 90% of your success at work, in fact. And the users of your code will think of you much less than before, as it should be. I am very excited to be your instructor for this course and to help you improve yourself as a software engineering professional. The course consists of these parts, which are applied in an iterative fashion. In the first part, there is a short lecture introducing you to basic and advanced concepts of JUnit. At the end of such a lecture, as a second part, you are offered a comprehensive quiz to make sure you remember and understand the concepts we covered in the lecture, and you should take it always. In the third part, there is a lab which will firmly embed writing unit tests as a habit within your software engineering practice, and will lead to better, nicer code, and hopefully a better and nicer career, without exception. There are in total 7 lectures, 7 quizzes, and 7 labs, which follow each other in an iterative manner. There are also several appendices to bring home the more nuanced points of the framework, A, B, C, D, and E, so you should check them out, especially Appendix A, which delves into an experimental API for JUnit called Parallel Unit Test Processing. I cannot emphasize this enough. If you think of unit testing as the last activity you have to do, or moreover, if you don't like writing unit tests, then you will not be successful in software engineering, period, because you will be skipping on the quality of your work product. But if you think of writing unit tests as an absolute must to complete your task well and to put out good software, then the opposite will surely hold true. So let us get started and start seeing positives immediately as you apply what you learned here in your real life.